Okay, today is Thursday the 4th of May. I'm planning a trip to go to a place called Blanchard Springs Caverns. Looks like this. It's the brochure I got when I was visiting the museum the other day. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a little shiny. But, is it backwards? I don't know. But anyway, it's about 38 miles from where I'm staying at here at the Golden Pond RV Park. 52-minute drive down windy roads. So without further ado, the next time I see me, hopefully I'll be in that area and going through this wonderful tour of the caves. We'll see. Well, I have arrived at Blanchard Springs Cavern. We'll tour around here and see about getting a tour. Somebody's mowing ahead.
In 1/4 mile, arrive at 704 Blanchard Road on the right.
Okay. And we are coming into our destination. Took about an extra 20 minutes because we were stationary for 20 minutes waiting on our light to change from red to green. They were apparently doing some repairs to the road. One side of it was cut off, so it was a single lane highway for all intents and purposes.
Arriving at 704 Blanchard Road on the right.
Did I miss my turn? I don't see him. Nobody else. I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Oh man. There was no turn whatsoever. Now truly I'm kind of confused. Oh well, let me figure this out. Hey Siri, end navigation.
Ending navigation.
I think this is it. Certainly looks like it. It's certainly a visitor center. Not front row parking. Engine power down. I'm getting myself together here. Must have a flashlight. Never know when you need it. There's no other camera. There we go. Sorry. Dang it. Hello. Looks brand new, although it's probably not. Just well maintained. Hi. Is this where I get a touring ticket?
Yes, sir.
Where do I get a ticket for touring?
Have you got your ticket yet?
Nope.
You can speak with them, but we're booked till the afternoon, sir.
What time in the afternoon?
4:40, I believe.
4:40.
But if you talk to them, they can show you what the computer actually says.
Okay.
Which will show the ticket spots. Yes. Because we want to get you in there.
All right. What was that?
All right, thank you.
We were trying to transfer a call, but rings everywhere, so we were trying to transfer. Can I help you, sir?
Yeah, is there a tour available before 4:30 or?
Not right now. My supervisor is trying to get one added during the day. Right now, our guides are literally running every 20 minutes until 2 o'clock.
Okay. Then what happens at 2 o'clock?
Well, we're hoping that one of them can get lunch because they're going every 20 minutes. But then our supervisor may be able to add a tour in the afternoon. She is upstairs right now checking with her immediate person before she can put them in the computer. So I can't sell you anything.
Well, can I get a ticket for tomorrow?
Oh, of course you can.
Well, let's
get
do
tickets
that.
for
Do
tomorrow.
it here?
Your easiest way to get them is on recreation.gov, but you can buy them from here.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that I apologize. I'm in training today, and I do not have the credentials to open the cash drawer.
I would have
right now.
never known you were
so
in training.
I cannot sell. I could do the transaction, but I cannot take your funds. So.
I don't see why not. I'm a fun guy.
Well, that was a D. That was a D.
Oh,
in there. Yeah. So when she gets back down here, yes, we can get you a ticket, and she can take your money to do that.
So when would that be?
She should be down here just any minute.
Any minute.
Yeah. It like 2 or 3. It really shouldn't be that. Do you happen to have an access pass for a discount? Do you have one of the interagency passes?
I have some passes. Let me turn this off here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway.
It's safe.
Okay,
It's safe.
Yeah, so in this building, we're going to have over here in the side, you're going to see, you see the exit sign of the door that's over there? Mm-hmm. Okay. If you go through that door into that side building, there's a video. It's going to run on continuously. There's going to be 3 segments. One segment is going to be a picture, slideshow format of things from out in our park. Really, really pretty area. Kind of give you an idea of
Well,
what
that's why I'm
you
here.
might
I'm
see.
originally from Virginia Beach, so.
Oh, awesome. The second thing in that video is going to be an explanation basically of how did the cave form, and there's a lot of pictures from the cave. Now, currently, we only are offering tours on the upper level. Our cave system is like a 3-story house. The upper level, we do not have bats that hibernate there. So we offer that this time of year.
No iguana, huh?
No, there is, because they used to hibernate there. But their natural opening closed off. Your tour guide will probably tell you these things. We usually do. But so there is guano there, but it is not fresh, so it's not, you don't smell it.
It's like saltpeter.
Pretty much, yes. But that's the level that's open right now. Memorial Day weekend, the level below that will open, because mid-May, our bats will exit where they're hibernating in that mid-level in the living area, and they go out through our natural opening. They'll live in the forest for the summer. So then we open that second level up. The third level, if you think about a 3-story house, soggy basement, that's our stream bed level. You do see parts of it on that other level too.
Right.
So, but those are there's going to be pictures of those in that video, even areas you won't tour. Okay. And then the third segment of that video is about bats and our bat population and a white-nosed syndrome.
No vampire bats? Darn it.
Man, I know. We do have 5 species that live here. Big brown, little brown, gray, Indiana, and tricolor. Over 70% of our bats are gray bats.
They keep the mosquitoes at bay.
Yes, supposedly our biologist tells us that one bat with a body size about as big as an adult thumb and a wingspan of that of about a dollar bill will eat about 3,000 mosquitoes per night.
Yep.
And we have just under 500,000 bats. So that's a lot of mosquitoes every night. So, but that's what the video will.
Yeah.
But it runs continuously. So whatever it goes in out of those 3 pieces, whatever it's showing you, you'll know when you get back to where you started. Oh, I've seen it all now. So, but you've got those 3 segments. We also have in this side building, you see where the yellow door has the inner sign on it?
Yep.
You'll want to go in there. It's a little loop that you walk through. It is an exhibit hall. Some interesting things in there. One of my favorite things in there, when you walk in, you're going to sit and everything. They need to dust that dusty green stuff off. It represents the canopy of the trees, and so it's hard to keep dusted off. But it's really cool because there's a cross-cut section out of what would be the mountain, and you can look down in that cross-cut section, and you see how our cave lies under the hillside.
Wow.
So our cave is pretty much over here, off of this steep hillside.
I was at the Indian Hills Cave the other day.
Oh, that's
Saw the
cool.
museum, yeah.
Yes.
Maryland was very kind. She loaded me up with information overload, actually.
Oh, well, there you go.
And
Well,
she highly
take
recommended
advantage
coming here.
of
Yeah.
this. We have one wall on the room that's open for tour right now. It is over 900 feet of just continuous formations. It is spectacular, truly a breathtaking.
And I'm going to
sight.
film as much as I can.
There you go.
This thing eats batteries. I don't know why.
Oh, no,
An hour.
There is when you start down this hall, just
Oh, it's a special
immediately down
charger.
this hall, there is a plug-in if you need to use your adapter on it to
Yeah,
recharge.
it doesn't charge that way. I have to put the battery in a special charger.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and then plate it, yeah.
Yeah.
But those are things in this building. Of course, our gift shop. All of these brochures are over here. Are, on this side, it's no charge. If you get books off the other side, there is a charge because that's what the gift shop. Now, you'll also want to take advantage when you go back out the parking lot. If you will go down the hill as you were coming in on our service road, when you get out to that stop sign, if you'll take a right, and if you'll take another right, you'll drive right out to a little cul-de-sac. It's a little teardrop
Recreation
place to
center.
park, but you can park in this little teardrop loop. You can take a concreted path trail right out to the mouth of the spring. It's water that comes out the side of the bluff, 7,000 to 9,000 gallons a minute. It's all the water that's coming out of our cave. Very, very beautiful area.
Wow.
And Mirror Lake is there.
I'll do that today in the cave tomorrow.
Yes, Mirror Lake. That's what, these are all things to take up your time if you want.
Now,
to
when she
make-
comes back, she's going to be here when I get through with the...
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm Marlis.
Arliss, it's very nice to meet you,
Nice
and
to
we're
meet you.
super glad that you are here.
Oh.
But she may open another one.
Oh, there she
Well,
is.
right here she is. But what, 440?
Her ears were burning.
She was. He was fixing to go do all the other stuff I told him about.
After that wonderful introduction to the cave system, I decided to take a visit and see some of the pictures they have hanging there that gives a little bit of information on what the cave is like inside and how to explore it better. But if you don't know, Blanchard Springs is located in Stone County, I believe. It's approximately 2 miles off of Highway 14 near Mountain View. And the springs is one of the most spectacular and carefully developed caves found anywhere. Visitors enter a living cave where glistening formations like stalactites, stalagmites, and flows of columns of crystalline structures. These crystalline formations are the result of minerals deposited by dripping water. Forest Service interpreter guides all tours. The tour I went on was basically they call it the Dripstone Trail. It's one of the shorter trails of the three. You almost have, it's about, I guess, a mile one way through the caverns. All stairs can be avoided, making trails accessible for wheelchairs and strollers. For more information, we can see what's going on. I took a little break to go to lunch downtown because I had about 2 hours to kill. Found this wonderful cafe that had the best hamburger I've ever eaten. And I enjoyed that thoroughly. So I went back to the cave after the lunch break. Preview. Nice little area here. Everybody's interested in this stuff, huh? Just as some of their splunking.
Actually begin, okay? So, get your tickets or your QR codes out and ready. And line up here for me to scan. I only need one for each group.
How's your day been so far?
My day has been excellent. I've had first graders and fourth graders, and that's always a treat.
Yeah, they're a hoot, all right.
All right. Gotta hold my mouth right or it's not gonna work. Okay, you have one person, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Just stand right here.
You've done this before, I can tell.
All right. Now then.
Wait right in here, and your guide will be in shortly.
Blanchard Springs Cave. I'm Buddy, I'll be your guide today, and this is Miss Alice, she'll be our trail guide and safety officer. If you have questions, ask either one of us. If you have any problems or issues, see Miss Alice. We ask you not to eat, drink, chew gum, or use tobacco products while in the cave. We don't want to hurt or harm the cave. If you're an infant, you're welcome to feed. And if you need something such as medicine for diabetes, see Miss Alice. We'll make sure it gets where it needs to and not where it doesn't. Along the way, we'll have 2 areas we'll stop and take a seat. But if not feeling well, speak to Miss Alice. She'll gladly help you. You can take pictures, you can use your flash, but be mindful of those around you. We ask you not to use flashlight or flashlight apps. If you need something illuminated, let us know, and we'll gladly help you best we can. Now, we have to stick together as a group, as there are groups before and after us. If you really like photos, as I do, your best bet is to be close to me, see what you want to take a picture, step so people can pass you, then leapfrog back up. That keeps things going smooth and gives you the best opportunity. Now, the biggest thing, above all other things I've said today, is we ask you not to touch the cave, the rocks, the features, or formations, as we don't want to contaminate them with the salts and oils of our hands, causing them to die. Now we'll divide up into 2 groups, half with Miss Alice, half with myself, and we'll ascend down below.
Ready and
Okay. We have a spot with a set of double doors, keeping the cool, moist air of the cave separate from the warm, dry air above. We shall enter the door upon the left. Once inside, Miss Alice will close said door and proceed to the door on the right. We'll keep on walking till we reach our bleachers. The first 5 rows are the dry herb rows. So here we go, friends. Letting the whole district hire 6 more people when we have about 10 guides and we need about 32. Wow. And then a majority of our upstairs full-time jobs are just frozen in limbo right now. So we're doing what we can. But once the higher-ups see that we need more people, I think it'll be very obvious this summer, and then hopefully we'll get some more.
Yeah, kind of dark in here.
It is.
Hard to see. How long did it take to put the lights in?
So the lights were put in over a 6-month period. It took 10 years to build the upper part, but that was, they would get funding for a while, use up the funding, get funding, use it up. Now the Discovery Tour, which is over twice the distance of this, was done in 4 years because they had all the funding from Congress at once. They could work year round. And welcome y'all to our cathedral room. We are here where eons ago was once a shallow sea, teeming with ancient and primordial life. Many of these creatures' bodies encapsulated in shell. As time continued, these creatures died. In doing so, their shells left behind through the immense force of the waves ground them down, forming the limestone we stand within. Time continued, the waters went away, and rising up from the foundations of the earth, crafted the hills and mountains of the Ozarks. As rain with a slight acidic nature slowly carved out the cavern world. Time continued, and dripping from above, water containing the calcite crystal or calcium carbonate formed the formations we now behold. Do you know what we call those hanging from the ceiling above? Our stalactites, where they hang tight. And what do we call those rising up? Stalagmites. And what happens when a stalactite and mite unite? Column. We call them a column. Now throughout the ways today, we can use many of our senses to be aware of the cave. Yet we cannot touch the cave. Yet the sense of touch is important in discerning natural law and the world around us. So we have for you some pieces we can pass about. Our calcite has a hardness of a 3 on the most hard scale. Diamonds are a 10, talc's a 1, slightly harder than your fingernails. Naturally a shimmery white, but elements such as iron and manganese can oxidize the outer layers, red, blue, gray, or black. Once done with those, just place them on the seat and Miss Alice will acquire them. For ages, people knew of this cavern world, calling it Half Mile Cave, for it was half a mile from the spring to the natural opening. In the 1900s, the Forest Service acquired the grounds above, and exploration began. We leap in time. The year is now 1963. We observe two men, Hugh Shell and Hal Bryant of Batesville, Arkansas, with a team of people seeking to see if we could use the cave as a fallout shelter in case of conflict with the Soviet Union. It was discerned that the air breathes in and out every day, and it would not work as fallout shelter. Yet they continued all the same, coming to the other side of that wall, 90 feet down, where they discovered Terra Rosa clay, or red earth. Now this sloshes to the basin of a room, but it was at the top. Showing the top was the bottom of a great room. After many attempts, they slowly made their way up, poked their head out from the cave drapery, unveiling the cathedral room. Taking pictures and mapping it out, they realized how glorious this would be to share with others. So construction began, and in 1973, we opened the Dripstone Trail Tour. 4 years later, the Discovery, and in 2000, the Wild Cave Spelunking Tour. So from those ancient sea creatures to construction to now, all leads up to this time. So what questions do you have? Yes, ma'am.
What's the rarest ore that you could probably find in here?
The rarest ore we can find in here. I don't know which would be the type of ore that would be the most rare. Now we do have aspects of iron ore, which is not a rare one, but I will give you, or ask you at the desk for the geology paper, and I'll give you a listing of all the stuff that's in here. We do have iron pyrite, which is fool's gold. But if you want rare and unique, I can answer that part of the question. If you ever come on the Wild Cave Room tour, ask about the strange green rock. There is a strange green gem-looking rock, which we are unidentified, in a small crevice about 6 feet up in one of the rooms. So that is what I can give you for rare. Yes?
Has every one pieces of the calcite ever fallen?
Great question. So everything you see here stabilized eons ago. All the broken rocks on the ground were once in the ceiling. But when the weight and energy distributed, it made the dome, holding it tight. Now, there is, on the Discovery Tour, a massive formation that looks like a redwood stump. It grew millions of years ago on a clay bed. At some point, that clay dried, caused tension, and it fell over. Yet it fell so long ago that there are large formations on it. But we are very, very stable. Trust me, we wouldn't be here if the ocean didn't like it.
When will the other parts be open for tours?
The Discovery Tour will open in Memorial Day to Labor Day. Wild Cave will open once we get our adequate staffing.
What is the Wild Cave?
Wild Cave is a spelunking tour. It's about 3 to 6 hours, and you traverse the lower parts of the cave. I highly encourage it once we open it again. Now, as we walk along out... Now to your left, the great drapery, where our explorer friends first emerged. Upon the right, the dripstone of what we named this tour after. Through the eons of time, water seeping from this crevice has so deposited on this dripstone, growing it. Dripstone growing and water flowing down, vibrating out, builds a trevesting terrace or rimstone dams. And these make excellent spawning beds for our salamander friends. For here we have many species of the cave, from microbes to insects, arachnids to isopods, and perhaps even wonders yet to be discovered. Y'all feel free to group up in here so we can get everyone off the hill. Go here, our 65-foot grand column, whereby we can see aspects of that pure white calcite, the reds of oxidized iron, the dark tone of manganese. For as we go forth to the cave today, look into the shadows, the colorations and formations. Use your imagination and see what wonders you can find, like cloud watching frozen in time, of castles and ships and all in between. Now one of my favorites is right here at the bend, for here we have a little face, pointy hat, belly, blanket, and foot. It is my dear and old friend, Sleepy Gnome. Sleeping through the eons and epochs, yet find whatso you desire.
Supposed to be a
But fill in the space so we get people off the edge. Easier on little knees and old knees.
Of course. It's the dome part.
Now, in order for us to see in this land below, they hired a man named Miroslav Flug of Czechoslovakia, renowned across Europe for doing opera houses and theaters. He did the Kennedy Center and many fascinating features across the world, yet he did one and only one cave, and this was it. And his favorite formation was the opera box. For here we've got our architectural columns, draping formations, and the guests watching every tour. For upon the far left, we have the lovely lady in white, the bulbous head of E.T., the fuzzy face of Mr. Chewbacca. Now, across the other side here, we have the eyes, nose, lips and beard piercing through the veil, the old man of the cave, and resting upon his crown, the battleship. Or Titanic or Love Boat, depending on your age and demographic. There we go. It stays that constant near 58 degrees. Now, of course, around the natural opening, you get ice crystals towards the surface. This is a hydraulic cave. There are also sulfuric cave, ice caves, and several other features. Oh, it's not called hydraulic cave, it's water that forms it. Water that crafts it, water that makes the formation. And as you'll ascend up the hill, you might spot to your right the blue light bulb. for that shows the passage to the next room. Yet that would be incredibly steep for strollers and wheelchairs, and they so desire to share this cave with everyone regardless of ability. So they cut through the stone a tunnel past we shall go through in a minute, but first grab what images you need of our great cathedral roof. Columns of draperies, and yet my favorite of all is called the helictite, for helictites are a most unique formation, for they come spiraling out of the wall in abstract form, even making little wings and tails. According to some, it's made by immense water pressure going through the porous limestone. Others believe that microbes act as a lattice work crafting them. Yet my favorite comes from European lore that says at night gnomes come forth and weave them from the rock. So cave gnomes. So when the cave stabilized, the dome is the most stable form. When you have a very wide area over here, the dome stretches out a bit more. As the energy is between that point and that point, it's a little more focused. And that's one of our best theories. The other concept was a whirlpooling action, but from my observation, I find it more along the lines of concentrated doming, though there can be many factors over millions of years. Now in a minute here, we shall go through the tunnel pass. You can be on the left side or right side. Remember, don't touch the wall sides. I'll be on the front side with my light to make sure we don't step on any cave critters. They go swoosh. The surface over 145 feet to where this door lies. Use dynamite to blast on either side. The last several feet, use hand tools and pneumatic tools is not to hurt or harm the cave. And as we worked along, installing molly bolts going 5 to 8 feet, holding this layer of limestone together. These have a 500-year life expectancy. How long have they been there? We're still going. And here, this limestone, the ancient sea creature shells, the black oak shell, where gas and oil come forth, yet this had dried eons ago. The reds of iron and yellow of sulfur, and the white of calcite. This, the only formation we know how old it really is, which is over 55 years. For that is when we opened the tunnel pass. Though every point has had the same time to grow, they do differ in size. Now, if anyone would like to see what lies beyond the door, you can enter with me. You can go above or below the handrails. And do you know what lies beyond? And who knows what lies in the hearts of man? The shadow levels.
Here, I'm gonna let somebody else do it. Y'all wanna go look at
All the echoes and vibrations. I want you to imagine spending 6 months, 8 hours a day, working on that tunnel. The explosion of the dynamite, the drills, the smell of the oil, the water, and the heat. Remember this and imagine how amazing it would be after half a year of labor of finally reaching the other side and the air flowing again. Upon your left and right, stonework or masonry. The stones came right here from the cave. Water of the cave used to mix the cement, and almost all the labor is local, centralizing the economic impact. If you like areas such as this, try the Ozark Folk Center, OK Corral horseback riding, drive-in theater, restaurant, brewery, rafting trips, fishing trips, and much, much more. On your left, one of our smoke stoves we call the coral pool. For within it lies a pool that is usually empty of water. Yet we've been very lucky that it's been filled up for quite some time. But more on that later. Upon the right side, we have aspects of resounding. For the formations are formed by water. Yet too much too quickly will melt them away. Upon days of mighty rain, 45 minutes later, tremendous waterfalls can be witnessed here. And if anyone knows what this dark substance is,
Guano.
Is bat guano or bat poop. We'll talk about all of our bats once we reach our seats. These seats are relatively dry, so sit where you desire. We've come to the coral room, named for the abundance of cave coral and jellyfish-like characters on the wall. Now here we have many species of our bat friends. The little grays, the little browns, the big browns, the tricolors, and the Indianas. They weigh about that of a nickel, a body about the size of my thumb, a wingspan that of $1. Every night flying forth, consuming hundreds and thousands of insects, moths, beetles, mosquitoes, and to the cave they return, finding a good dry patch, hanging upside down, stacking 4 or 5 from a single spot, collectively dropping their guano below, and upon fresh guano grows the white cotton candy fungus, for this feeds the microbes, who feed the insects, who feed the salamanders, the base of the food web. And yet there is another fungus, the dreaded white nose syndrome, found in the early 2000s, whereby it wiped out a plethora of bats across their nation. For it covers their body like an athlete's foot, irritating and dehydrating them. Seeking relief and nourishment, they go outside, where they freeze or starve to death. Now here, we haven't been hit as bad. Our winters aren't quite as harsh as further north, and our bats are more intermediate hibernators, giving them time to wake and cleanse themselves. Yet after the tour, we'll walk across soapy mats, so we don't spread any of the white nose syndrome. And what you can do for our bats is build bat boxes, for we have free instructions upstairs. Put it in a sunny place in the yard, dash ammonia in water, spray that, smells like their urine, helps to attract them. They'll come and eat your insects and drop their fertilizer below. For bats are very important, eating billions and billions of insects every year, protecting us and our agriculture. Also, they are key in pollination and have saved our nation more than once. About 100 years ago, we were experiencing what was called the Dust Bowl. We had reaped all the nourishment out of our lands, yet without that, we would starve. So they went to the caves and acquired guano, metric tons of guano, and brought life back to our farmlands in this nation. During the American Civil War and American Revolution, when it was hard to get munitions, you could go to a cave, extract direct saltpeter, or through a process of drying, boiling, and rendering, extract the nitrates from the guano. Mixing in charcoal and sulfur, you have black powder. So our bats have been there for us, now it's our time to be there for them. Now our bat friends used to live up here in massive number. Way back in that corner there was once an opening whereby the surface material washed in. In doing so, it sealed this part off, yet they spent most of their time on the lower parts coming up that way. And as it warms up outside, they'll be more active here again. Now, do you have any questions at this point of time? And here, presenting for you the amazing marble whirlpool that rarely fills with water. That here pool that looks about the depth of my hand is 3 to 4 feet deep. Now, as we pass this corner here, you will see that these formations are near the pathway. Remember not to touch them, and we'll have great fun. And now we have come to the final room, the soda straw room, or infant stalactites, where they are hollow in the center like a soda straw. Yet in time they will fill with minerals and grow. Behind me here was once an opening where the surface material washed in 2 centuries ago. In doing so, it broke these pieces off, whereby you can see their inner vibrant white, oxidation of iron on the outside. Yet as life will find a way, they keep growing and crafting. Now, as this is the final room, if you'd like your photo taken, myself or Miss Alice will gladly take it for you.
Y'all come on down.
Thank you. Good job.
How was it?
Great. It was awesome.
Good.
I see you got your second job on.
Yeah.